listening to Ambitious AF, a podcast that will help you level up, find positivity, and put yourself on top right now and every day for the rest of your life. I'm your host, Caroline Lewis, and each week I will bring you a guest or thought that will motivate you to get out of bed every morning with the willingness to succeed. Being ambitious means you are proud of who you are and everything you've accomplished. Only you can make that happen, though. But with the help of this podcast, you will rise to the top. You will find success. You will believe in yourself and manifest happiness. And most importantly, you will become ambitious AF. I know you are eager to begin, so let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ambitious AF. I'm your host, Caroline Lewis. I'm super excited for our episode today because, in fact, I'm bringing on my sister who not only wants to start her entrepreneurial journey, but she is also just started working for me this week, which is super, super, super fun. So we are actually going to go live on Instagram. So this will kind of be an interview live on Instagram. So if you want to see it, it's at Caroline Lewis Inspire. And then, of course, I'll be recording to my podcast. So hello, everyone on Instagram. So this is my sister, Emma, and she actually has just started working for me, but she is about to graduate, and she obviously wants to be an entrepreneur because there's a couple of us in the family who are them. So, she has that drive. She wants to be an entrepreneur. So I was like, hey, why don't we do a podcast episode? I'll shoot it on Instagram, and then you can ask me questions. So you're the interviewer, and I'm the interviewee this time around about starting your own business and some, what that looks like and stuff like that. So as everyone is joining, Sarah and everyone else, I see Jackson, but I don't know if that's your first name. So as you join, just let me know your first name if it's not in your handle. And hello.
I love all the waving.
I know. And if you have any questions about starting your own business, right? Starting that entrepreneurial journey. We're going to go through a couple of questions, but of course, everyone live on Instagram, feel free to ask them and I'll be sure to answer them. Okay, I think we're ready to get going.
You ready to be in the spotlight?
Go for it.
All right. All right, Caroline, the interviewee. What was your biggest shift going from corporate to working for yourself?
Yes. So a lot of people out there might still have a corporate job. So this is a very, very common question that we have. So what is it like? Oh, we have names Glenn. Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Good to meet both of you. You as well. So what is the biggest shift going from corporate to working for yourself? Well, of course, the biggest shift is you set your own time. So you don't have a boss that is navigating how often you work, the quality of your work, or what you're even working on, right? Because when you own your own business, when you're an entrepreneur, all of that you're doing completely by yourself. So I'll feel like there we go. No, you're good. And I think a lot of people, they love the idea of starting their own business and whatnot, but some don't really know what that means. And you have to be super organized, but you also have to be strong enough to wake up and work every single day because you don't have like a clock in, clock out schedule. You completely make your own hours. And I think that was the biggest shift for me. And I think that's a common shift and a common even fear some people have when starting their own business and leaving the corporate world is you just have to manage your time. You have to be organized. You got to get your stuff together and you got to manage your time and do stuff because you're not really sitting on your butt as an entrepreneur, even though social media sometimes makes that out to be.
All right. Well, since we have to be organized and stay busy because running your own business is a lot of work, could you tell everyone what does a day look like having a business fully online?
Yeah, so luckily for me, my business is fully online, so I don't even have an office to necessarily go to. So if you hear little thumping around, I'm trying to keep them quiet, but my house is currently undergoing renovation. So something like that, if that were to happen, I can just pack up and leave and go to a cafe or a restaurant or a workspace or something like that, which is kind of cool. So my day to day is essentially, I'm a morning person, I'm not gonna lie. So I wake up between 4:30 when I have gym training in the morning, and then when I'm not gym training in the morning, normally some of my first calls start at 6 o'clock in the morning because I work with international clients. So I'm up anywhere between 4:30 and 5, Monday through Friday. And if I go to the gym, I do that for an hour. And if not, I kind of give myself a little bit of Zen time before my client calls start at 6 a.m. And then after that, I like to give myself even more Zen time. So whether it's done with the call or done with the gym, I come home, I drink coffee, I journal, I read. I'm a big reader, and I walk my dog, feed her, take care of her, show her some love. And then I normally start my day anywhere between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I go until about 12. For the most part, that's free time for me. Hello, Joy. And oh, awesome, Joy, you're going to be on my podcast here soon. And I'm actually interviewing my sister. Well, she's actually interviewing me. And this is
You're
a
in the
podcast.
spotlight.
Yeah, this is a podcast episode. So I'm going to have Joy here on soon, I hope. But so I break for lunch. I have some like mentorship calls to really get my brain activated before I go on to client calls, because normally I have client calls starting right after lunch until anywhere between 5, 6, sometimes 7 o'clock at night. So as I said before, it's a lot of time management. So I split my day. Half of the week, it's dedicated to client calls because I work one-on-one with my clients. And then the other half of the week is any catch-up or promoting my business, looking at ads, creating content, working with you, like things like that. That is all in the background that obviously makes this go wild. Hi, Erin. I miss you, Erin. So that's pretty much what my day-to-day, and I will say, as an entrepreneur, you have to be dedicated to shut down your business at a specific hour, because if not, especially when we're in the beginning of it, we want to work all day, every day, all hours of the day, which can be absolutely insane. So I try to shut my computer down at 7 o'clock. Sometimes before, though, because I'll make dinner, but no later than 7 o'clock.
Yeah, don't want to burn out.
No.
Not good for the business. All right, so since you're in the spotlight today, we asked everyone to give us some questions. We pulled a couple of questions to ask you what your followers are curious about. So our first question from what our followers are: how much income should I have before starting my own business?
Yeah, and this is an important one. So I'm glad it's asked, because you do have to have either some savings or some monthly income coming in order to afford starting a business. Now, starting a business, it doesn't have to be that expensive. You don't have to have an LLC right away, which can be kind of pricey. And you essentially just need a way to start collecting leads, as well as a way to market yourself through content creation. So for me, that would look like you would have an opt-in form, normally an email server like MailChimp. You can create an opt-in form, and MailChimp, you sign up for free up to 2,000 subscribers, right? So that's easy. And then you have your content that normally gets built on Canva, right? Everyone uses Canva. So those two are pretty big, powerful tools that you can get started for totally free. Now, there will come a time where you need mentorship, you need guidance, you need a coach, you need all of these other things that do start to tally up. When I first started my business, I invested almost 10K within the first couple of months. And I feel like that's normally a good amount to really build out like your marketing funnels, your brand, your appearance, as well as investing in mentorships and or coaches as well. Because in the beginning, it's super lonely. Entrepreneurial life can be lonely in general. So having someone that's gone through it and can give you advice to kind of kickstart your business without going and having to go through some of the mistakes that you're going to make, it's always nice. So you can find mentors for, as cheap as $100 a month. That's not that much to invest in. And, if you are struggling to make the income to start a business, don't ever let that hold you back, because there are tons of different ways to make more money, especially when it comes to manifesting more money. So if you do struggle with money, then you kind of need to look at your life in general and things that you can cut back on, like Starbucks coffee is a very, very simple one that everyone loves. And, if it means that much to you, cutting back Starbucks every single day, you can afford $100 monthly membership to a mentor or coaching program. So I would say, $100 a month is probably the minimum that you would be spending. And then, a good investment is anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 to truly start that online business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and worth investing that time to surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
Process.
Yeah. So, and there's tons of Facebook groups out there that would help, but there's a difference between joining a Facebook group that's free versus joining a paid mentorship or a paid coaching opportunity, because normally you get more one-on-one, but besides that, you have an exclusive membership community within that. So you're able to talk to Zoom or meet people in person that are exclusive to this membership that go through the exact same thing that you're going through. So it's always nice to have that, because Facebook groups, it's kind of like, there's thousands of people in here. So how are you able to create your tiny community of, those 5 individuals that will really inspire and motivate you to keep going? So.
Yeah. All right, we have 2 more questions from you guys. We're going to start with the struggle question, and then we'll end on a high with the success question.
Yeah.
So, what is your biggest struggle in running your own business?
Yes. So the biggest struggle, and I saw these questions beforehand, but I didn't really think about them. So the most common struggle I hear is, how do I get clients? The biggest struggle that I would have is making sure that I am specific to what I'm doing each day, because it's, as entrepreneurs, our minds are like going like crazy, and we're always wanting to launch this or create this or answer them or hop on a call. And it's really, really important, and something that probably everyone struggles with. And it's not even a time management thing. It's almost that like perfectionism thing of, I have to do this, I have to perfect that. Nope, I have to do this, I have to perfect that. Nope, I have to do this and that, perfect that. Oh, also, I have this idea for that, right? So it's like really staying on track and making sure that whatever you started, you get done, because it's going to benefit your business anyway. So get it out of the way, answer the emails if that's what it is, create the course if that's what it is, record videos all day if that's what it is. I mean, last Thursday, I spent 6 hours recording videos with my videographer, something that not a lot of people would dedicate to, but videos for my business are obviously super, super important, because I need them to run ads. I need them to promote content for you guys. I need them to look good on my website so that I look good as a coach, So something like that is good time invested. But would I spend 6 hours scrolling Instagram, searching and DMing people? No. For me, that's not good time management. It's also not a good task that I should be doing, right? So I think just finding those day-to-day tasks that you need to accomplish in order to create the success you want, that's a big struggle. But of course, I hear the most common struggle is like, where do I get clients? How do I get clients? How do I grow my business without clients? And I think that's a lot of mindset as well as strategies, which I could talk about all day. So,
yeah. Well, I also think with entrepreneurship, there's a lot of value in doing something, whether it's not perfect or not. You just have to do it, get it done, and start moving on to the next task.
Yeah. And I think
a lot of people get stuck in that.
Yes.
The perfectionism.
Yes. And I think also for us, it's hard to let go of things when they're just not working. So you could be doing something that you think is super, super important. It's really going to grow your business. And then all of a sudden you're 6 months down the road and you haven't collected any leads or you haven't generated any sales from that. So at that point, it might be hard to let go, but you do need to let go of it and move on. So just understanding those things that are important for your customers, as well as generating income for your business.
Yes. All right. And then last question, we're going to end on a high.
Oh, yeah.
What is the most rewarding thing about running your own business?
Yeah. So I love this question because my business specifically, it is super, super, super rewarding. And I always tell my clients that I don't know who's more excited, you or me, because I get to brag about it, is building out all of these intense marketing funnels, and then all of a sudden they'll generate 30K in 2 weeks or 10K in a week, and all of a sudden they have 600 people on their webinar, and they go from nothing to all of a sudden like, holy shit, this worked, and their eyes just like light up. But then my brand is on every single page. So just having that out for the entire world to see, because every time you build something online, the entire world can find it. And it's super, super rewarding when I can build something that works really, really well and converts well for my clients, to not only obviously generate income for them, generate clients for them, but also to just help them realize that, this time freedom of owning an online business properly, it can be real with the right marketing strategies and funnels in place. So it's a super weird techie reward that I get, but I get super, super hyped when it comes to all the tech stuff. So
having passion in running your business is very important.
Yes, yeah. And I think,
very rewarding.
Everyone has passions for their business. And I think, you have that true passion when you do see the failures and the faults and the mistakes come through. As long as you're able to move on, forgive, forget, learn from your lesson, then fail fast, accept it, move on, and keep going. So,
well, Caroline Lewis, thank you for being on your podcast today. So nice to learn more about you and your journey becoming an entrepreneur and running your own business.
Yeah, well, Em's going to start her own business someday, so hopefully these will help you. But in the meantime, I'm stealing her and loving the work that she's doing for my business. So you all will see her for sure more often. Actually, I was going to do like an employee spotlight thing to introduce you to the gang. All right. So gang, Instagram gang, Facebook gang, podcast gang. All of you amazing followers. I'm super excited to, see what Emma can do for you all. And if you have any questions for her, because she would be a new entrepreneur, or if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. And that pretty much wraps it up. So thanks everyone for tuning in to Ambitious AF, the podcast. And thank you everyone for tuning in live on Instagram. So I will talk to everyone later. Have a great, great day. See ya. Thanks for listening to this episode. If you got some value or just feel fired up, I would love for you to take a screenshot and tag me in your Instagram stories. It's always so motivating to see you getting the inspiration you needed to level up for my podcast. I'm going to keep showing up and bringing my best self to these episodes, and I encourage you to do the same. If you think a friend or family member would enjoy this episode, I would love for you to share the ambition. I can't wait to chat next week, but until then, keep being ambitious AF.